A little story. It was 2:17 p.m. I still remember the exact time. An email from Google, my dream company. I opened it, hoping for an interview, but it was a rejection. No explanation, just an automated no. Who knows that feeling? Right. What stayed with me wasn't the rejection, it was the realization. We are taught that effort leads to success, but effort alone can leave us invisible. The world rewards visibility, and visibility comes through access. That difference between effort and access changes everything. So today I want to ask you a question. How much is a connection worth? I grew up in a working class immigrant family. My parents worked long hour days, multiple shifts, every day of the week. They gave me grit, values, drive, everything they had, except the one thing they didn't have themselves: access to professional networks. I was the first in my family to go to college. That came with a lot of freedom and a learning curve. Some classmates had a little head start. Parents and siblings who knew the playbook, how to navigate corporate careers, and how to even get one in the first place. Some even had connections that opened doors. I had optimism and ambition, but like many others, I was figuring it out alone. After college, I shot my shot at the big tech companies: Apple, Amazon, Facebook. But my dream was Google. And like many others, like most others, I received rejection after rejection. Not a single interview, just generic no's. I could have left it there, accepted. But I had a slight hunch. What if this wasn't about just talent? What if this was about visibility? And so I tried a different approach. I looked up people on the team. I followed the work and I sent some messages. One person from Google replied. She was a Vietnamese immigrant too. She didn't get me the job. She gave me the chance to earn it myself. The rest was still on me. But that connection unlocked the first door. I got the interviews, I prepared relentlessly, and eventually, I got in. Thank you. That one reply that day didn't just get me a job. So much of what followed in my life, professionally, personally, financially, traces back to that one moment. One message, one reply, a different life. How much is that worth? That question stayed with me because I knew there were so many others. People who were smarter than me, just as hungry, but invisible. And I wanted to understand, how do people break through? And so I began asking people, what was the moment that changed your trajectory? I asked hundreds: founders, creatives, executives. And almost every story had the same shape: a moment when preparation met opportunity. Through a human connection. A cold email that became a mentor. A warm introduction that led to a new role. A dinner invite that connected two co-founders. Again and again, I heard the same truth. Opportunities don't come through job boards. They come through people. Because people, not just resumes, move opportunities forward. Psychologists have a name for this: social capital. The relationships and trusts that shape how access flows. If financial capital grows your wealth, social capital grows your access. Both compound, both open doors. But social capital isn't stored in a bank account. It stores in people trust, reputation, and memory. And in someone's willingness to say, I'll vouch for you. And research backed this. A single distant contact, a so-called weak tie, can change your life more than a close friend. Weak ties are acquaintances, friends of friends, online connections, and people in adjacent circles. They're not emotionally close, but they sit at the edge of what you know. And that's where breakthroughs happen. Some people are very hardworking, but they never get the chance to show it. And so I want to show you a very simple framework. I call it door, as in the door that you open. Because let's be honest, most doors don't open on their own. D stands for don't wait to be chosen. Reach out first. Put yourself in motion. Activate your weak ties and build more of them. Join communities and events like this one, and private networks with people think and move in the direction that you want to go. Because if you're waiting to be discovered, you'll be waiting forever. O stands for offer before asking. As a principle, give before you need anything. Show you've paid attention. Try to give some value, however small it is, or at least be very thoughtful. This builds trust and goodwill before you need it. The second O stands for own your story. Don't just share where you've been and where you're at. Show where you're headed and why that matters. Position yourself with clarity and confidence, and signal precisely who you are and what you bring. And finally, R stands for reach out again, because most doors don't open on the first knock. Follow up briefly and respectfully. Most people aren't saying no, they're just busy. Kind persistence is how most doors, or many doors at least, eventually open. So, don't wait to be chosen, offer before asking, own your story, reach out again. These are not steps to follow. This is much more a proactive mindset to live by. One that builds more connection, maximizes your exposure, and gives you both more and better opportunities. And let me be clear on this. Connections don't replace competence. They only give you the chance to show it. A network might get you in the room, but only performance keeps you there. Talent matters, but talent needs a spotlight. And that's what Access provides. So, to end this, if you're just starting out or feeling stuck, don't just rewrite your resume. Start with people. Reach out to someone you admire. Or if you really want to test the universe, reach out to 100. Ask them real questions and say thank you. Go find the rooms and networks where the right people might already be. The good news is, most people today are in reach. One generation ago, your network was limited by geography and class. Today, your network is mostly limited by your courage. And here's the thing. Most people want to help. Another Stanford study shows just how much we underestimate how people are willing to help us, even strangers. And if you're that stranger, if you're already a few steps ahead, be the person who replies. Be the person who tries to see potential. You don't need to change someone's life with a big favor. Maybe share a small piece of advice or nudge them to the right direction. Sometimes that's all it takes. And if enough of us do that, we don't lower the bar, we widen the gate. That one reply that day didn't just change my life. It gave me the chance to help others change theirs. Because the best thing about opening a door is holding it open for the next person. Connection isn't luck, it's a choice to show up, to reach out, to reply. A choice we all get to make. So I'll ask one last time, how much is a connection worth? Maybe more than we ever know, but we only find out if we knock and open the door. Thank you.